Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night. Time for your favorite show on the internets. As always, we are brought to you by Workspace Solutions and Omont Financial Partners. This is the Bama Standard. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Jump in the live chat. Let's get it rolling. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. We need to know what you think. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is this all-star crew, 1999 All-SEC linebacker Marvin Constant, comedy legend Steve Brown, two-time national champion in the face of the USFL, Bo Scarbrough, and the living legend who pays Paul Feinbaum's bills, Mr. Stephen M. Smith. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man? Happy to be back.
Give me a second.
Happy to be back. Happy to be back.
We started late, and Bo Scarbrough still can't solve
it. Bo, that person when you go on a road trip, you got to tell them to pee before y'all leave. Man, come on, man.
Oh man.
Well,
I don't understand why he. I don't understand why he left. I thought, well, no, okay, that's why he left. I see now.
Okay, I got it.
Got to get the future running back on the set. So the future running back.
Say hey. He just woke up. He has to look crazy.
You got more than Steve and Steve.
Watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all. Hey, Papa. Want your butter? Get your baba.
You grabbed it quick, boy.
I'm telling you, he's already a 4-star, guys. But listen, we got a big show tonight. Huge show tonight. We're going to open up things by turning it over to Stephen M. Smith. Stephen M. Smith, it might be a few weeks until the bowl game, but we've got a lot of things going on for Bama fans. Huge news today for recruiting. We thought we were going to hear the news tomorrow morning, but instead we got this afternoon. Some other folks on this panel heard it before them, but we're not going to talk about that person. Stephen M. Smith, in the world of recruiting news, tell the people in the audience currently who is the number one school in terms of recruiting and the big acquisition we got today.
Well, Nick Saban continues to show he's the king of flip season as Kaden Proctor, the number one offensive tackle in the class, 5-star offensive tackle, was committed to Iowa for a long time, but over the weekend, Bama got him on campus for an unofficial visit, and as of today, he has flipped from Iowa to Alabama, giving Bama 23 verbal commitments. 5 of those commitments on the offensive line. Richard Young, a 5-star running back, played a huge role in getting Proctor because he was like, bruh, you need to come on in here. And so Kaden Proctor made the move to flip, and this is the first number one offensive tackle across the board since Alex Leatherwood.
Not sure what that was, but yeah, man, talk a little bit about this large man we have coming in. You know, we just lost Raymond Polito. A lot of folks are kind of getting a little nervous because he decided to decommit and go back a little bit closer to home to the Pac-12 in Arizona. But less than 24 hours later, you know, we got Kaden Proctor. What do Bama fans need to know about him the most, and what do we need to be excited about? You're on mute, sir.
Back now. For starters,
let's try it again.
For starters, losing Polito was not as bad as what people thought it was. I mean, I kind of felt like for weeks he was going to decommit. He was going to go back somewhere close to home, and I feel like Bama was making room to get Kaden Proctor. A lot of the commits were all over Twitter. A lot of the current players were all over Twitter saying, we got to get this guy right here. And the closer it got, the more the feeling became mutual that Proctor was going to flip. This guy at 6'7", 330 pounds, he plays like a defensive lineman, though he's an offensive lineman. He's physical, he's aggressive, he's got strong hands. In the words of Marvin, let's see him when he get on the field. Absolutely, because that's the main thing. Wait till he get on the field. But as far as the on paper tools, he's got them all there. He carries the same size, the same aggression that the likes of Cam Robinson, Evan Neal, those guys had. Cam Robinson, Evan Neal, and also Alex Leatherwood. Now, I think he's actually a bit more – he plays a bit more angrier and a bit quicker than Leatherwood did. But as far as the size, footwork, speed, athleticism, he's there with Neal, Leatherwood, and Cam Robinson. But I mean, when you talk about a guy that can really do some things out there on the exterior offensive line, Kaden Proctor, big get here for Alabama, but can't wait to see him transition to on the field.
Well, let's transition to the defensive side of the field. Two big names are out there that a lot of Alabama fans are getting really excited about. Matter of fact, they've already been crystal ball to Alabama, and that's Qua Russaw and James Smith. Any chances that we see them go elsewhere? Are they Bama bound, and why do we need to know about these guys?
I think at this point, Justin, that they're both coming to Alabama. Mack Wilson, who is from Montgomery, Mack Wilson in the NFL, former Alabama linebacker himself, is very close to both of those two. He's been in both of their ears this entire process. When you talk to James Smith, he's been on Alabama from day one, rocking the Alabama gloves every game he's played for Carver High School. Qua Russaw, his teammate, has kind of been back and forth between Alabama, Florida, and Auburn, but the two have been a package deal from day one. So wherever James Smith goes, Qua Russaw is like, well, that's my homie, so I got to go where he going. Kind of like 2015 when you got Calvin Ridley and Sean Burgess-Becker together in the same class, both of those two from Florida. So I think both guys end up going to Bama. They've been kind of quiet in what they're trying to do. I sort of expected that to happen. But I think both of those two end up in Tuscaloosa. They're both nasty. They're both aggressive. They're both love to get after the quarterback. Qua Russaw is faster, and his lateral quickness than I thought he was. James Smith has always been a bully on the defensive line. You definitely want to see that on the field once you get to Alabama. But I think both of those guys signed to the Tide tomorrow morning.
But I heard that Georgia have a really good shot at getting those two guys with the package deal.
George is in play, but I mean, I've been looking at so much of Mack Wilson in both of their ears. Mack Wilson's been in both of their ears. Sean Dion Hamilton has been in both of their ears. That's another former Bama player that's from Montgomery. So when you get two guys from the area that both played at Alabama, that both went to Carver High School, that are both in your grill about how important it is to come to the Crimson Tide, that plays a role.
Yeah, I think they need one more person to close the deal for them.
You want me to call him?
I think that'll
Hell no. Hell no.
Marvin, if you call, man, we'll lose them quick.
We'll lose.
No, because I'm gonna take them to Onyx. We're gonna go have some fun.
They don't want to go. They don't want to go to Onyx no more. They don't want to go to V Live no more. They don't want to go to Magic City no more.
I can't take them to Miami. That's a violation.
They sit in that. Magic City, Atlanta.
All right, Steve Brown, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead and this is weighing in because we got quite an impressive class here. Looks like the Great Wall of Hell No is forming on that defensive side of the ball. The offensive line looks like it's about to return to what it used to be.
Hold on, Justin. It's good to say that again, ain't it?
It does feel good to be able to roll that off the tongue. The Great Wall of Hell No.
Well, let me say this. First off, let me go and get my 30 seconds in. It sounds great. It looks good on paper. Sounds magnificent. But it's not going to make a difference to me if those two coordinators are still there. That's all I'm going to say. To me, it sounds great. It looks good. I'm ecstatic. I love it. I love that kids still want to come to Bama. But I still say that I feel like it's not going to make much of a difference if those two coordinators are still there.
Well, Steve, one is going to be gone. But Bill O'Brien, his contract's over after February the 28th. So he's gone. So,
all right, so is it possible we can get like the defensive coordinator kidnapped or held or something? There's nothing we can do.
That's illegal,
man.
Well, Marvin, you always indulge in illegal stuff.
Your time is up. Marvin Constant, it is now your turn.
Oh man, here's my thing, man. I've always had the same philosophy on recruiting, man. I played with some guys who were supposed to be high level that weren't so high level. I've seen other guys that weren't high level that turned out to be high level. I'm a firm believer, man. You can have whatever stars you want as a recruit. Show me on the field. I ain't buying it until I see it, because a lot of times people come from these smaller schools or larger schools, big fish in a small pond or a small pond, however you want to put it, and it doesn't pan out for everybody. So me personally, I gotta see it on the field.
All right. Bo Scarbrough, that leaves you. When is your son going to be eligible, and what does he run the 40? And you're on mute, sir.
He eligible right now, and he run what you run 4.2? Yeah, 4.2.
Hold on. But I'm his representative. So how much we asking for, Bo?
We got the NIL negotiation.
Man.
Hey, if we 5 stars and we top 5, what you how much you need?
Hey man, let me tell you something. If Marvin is representing that kid, he gonna be in the portal sooner than later. Not only that, he gonna be on the portal potty.
Marvin, I think Marvin will do good for him though. You think Marvin will do good?
Hell no.
He gonna come out in shape with a killer's mindset.
Hey, you giving to Marvin? Hey, Bo.
He already got the killer mindset.
Now Marvin, now Bo, remember now.
I ain't gonna water it down. I ain't gonna water it down like some people would.
Bo, now remember, Bo, if he go to Marvin, he gonna come out being a linebacker, not a running back, a linebacker.
Hey, I'm good with that. Cause linebacker lad longer in the lead than running backs.
But Marvin, not only that. I mean, Bo. Not only that, the baby oil y'all put on him, he gonna end up putting it all over his body. So you don't want that. You don't want that. You know how.
Marvin will use it all before he does.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Hey, what they say? You look good, you feel good, and you feel good, you play good. You see you waving his hand at you.
Yeah.
And you take Instagram pics good. All right. Guys, we got the news this past Friday. We've been wondering the entire time, what was Will Anderson and Bryce Young going to do? Y'all definitely put in your opinions. Matter of fact, Marvin, I clipped your opinion, and it got 20,000 views. So a lot of people were behind your way of thinking. Bryce Young and Will Anderson are playing in the Sugar Bowl. Matter of fact, there was no debate, no discussion. They're going to play. Not only them, but the rest of the draft-eligible guys have decided that they're going to play as well. Off the top of your heads, guys, what are your immediate thoughts? Marvin, I will start with you since you were the most vocal last time.
All right, but you're going to have to take me off the clock for this response. I'm gonna have
to no hell.
Now,
the Great Wall of hell no.
So here's one of the things. You know, I read a lot of the comments, people saying, what about the team? You're not being a team player, this, that, and the third. I can tell you like this. Over the years, myself and one of my good friends, Kadyn Proctor, have had a lot of very heartfelt conversations. I got hurt in a time where I had to be on the field. He got hurt at a time when he should have been off the field, when they were up by almost 30 points. That's the equivalent to this bowl game. You're going out there and you're risking the thing that you've been doing since you were a kid with this ultimate goal of getting to the NFL. You're risking that for no reason. What do these players really gain from a bowl game? The school gets the money, not the player. Okay? They don't touch that money. And I'll tell you something, man. I pray that they survive this game unscathed, but I can tell you like this, from talking to Proctor, myself, Antonio Carter, and a few more people who I know had something like this happen to them, man. The what-ifs never go away. 25, 23, 20 years later, you will still have those what-ifs going through your mind. You will need some level of counseling, as most of us did, because it is going to ruin you mentally if you get hurt in a situation where you shouldn't have been out there and you're this close to getting to the ultimate goal you've had since you were a kid. I can tell you, man, I had a lot of dark days, man. Proctor had a lot of we had a lot of dark days, man, because when you get this close and then all of a sudden it's gone like that, the mental, it messes with you so badly, man. So I'm praying that they get through this game unscathed, but I'll stick to my original point, man. You're looking at 2 top 5 picks. They have nothing to prove, man. Right. So if it were me, would I do it? Knowing what I know, I wouldn't, because again, the school gets the money, not the player. Player gains absolutely nothing from this game other than saying he finished the season with his teammates. Again, they get hurt. Yeah, you'll probably have a loss of value policy or something, but it's nowhere near what you would have gotten if you were healthy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Marvin. I can agree with that. But I'm also sticking to what I said about the leadership part. Like I'm gonna speak on what Marvin said first. Like I've been saying, we played in the SEC championship. We won that. Went to the first round of the playoff. We won that. Went to the national championship in Clemson down in Tampa. I projected first round, first running back taken off the board. Got a hairline fracture. Had to come back to school. Draft grade dropped from first round to third to fifth round and ended up getting drafted in the 7th round. And I can like I'm agreeing with Marvin on that part about, you know, it messes with you mentally. And when I say to this day, I wish that I had a just went on ahead and cut instead of waiting on Big Cam, because I still tell Big Cam this to the day, you the one that got me hurt, you know, because I'm waiting on him to pick up. I'm waiting on him to give me a way to run, but he was straight blocking, and that's when
He's weighing in.
Okay. When the linebacker decided to shoot the hole, so when he shot down, I stiffed on him, but he ended up rolling down the back, and my knees ended up getting caught of him rolling down, and it like cracked my fibula. So I couldn't leave that year. So when I come back the next year, my draft, my touches, my carries, they all go down. So, and the reason why I say that you should play is because it's one game. You can also go up there and talk to Coach Saban about how you want to handle the situation. He's very in tune to what the players want to do when it comes around to things like this. So if it were me and I was in this situation, I would just say, hey, Coach, I want to play a quarter or a half and then I'm done. You know what I mean? Just to show that your teammates that you're there with them, you there for them, you're not leaving them in the dry, not leaving them in behind. Because some players can't play without other players that been leading the team for a long time. Then the last game, the player decide to not play, and it's like it'll be. I would say that it would be selfish for them to not play. They came this far and not play, but I also say you can't play the whole. They won't play the whole game. Like, yeah, you're right. They have nothing to prove. They done.
No. That's not what I'm going to say to you. I want to say one thing to you, and I want to ask you a question because you talked about your injury. You say it's selfish if they don't play. I'll tell you from experience. These 23 years, the mental battle that I had to fight alone. I was diagnosed with PTSD. Did you have to fight your battle alone, or did your teammates fight that battle with you, Bo, after you were hurt?
All right, let me.
It's Steve Brown's turn.
Let me interject something. First off, Marvin, let me say this to you. This is I think it's the first time I ever heard you say something with some sense. So I applaud you. Let me tell you something.
You said that
hold on. Marvin, you make so much sense, and I understand, and my heart goes out to you, Proctor, and everybody else who went through that, and that's on everything. We joke and play, and we jank and all that, but dog, when that happened to you, my heart really went out to you. When I saw what happened to Proctor when he should have never been in the game, my heart goes out. So my thing in that situation is, yes, I want them to be there, dressed out, lead them out of the tunnel, one play a piece, and I'm out of there. We've led you. Hold on, let me finish. We've led you to where you need to be. We came out. We're here with you, but y'all gonna have to understand is now I'm looking at the next level. I'm gonna give you one play and I'm out of there. And I think Coach Saban and I think the Alabama fans should understand. Now, yes, they are getting paid their NIL deals and all that, and that's a good thing. But at the same time, people do not understand the level of emotional and mental distress you go through with when you get injured, when you get attacked or anything. That PTSD is for real. And a lot of Alabama fans are thinking, well, we just want you out there because we want you to win. But what if I get hurt and I go from a potential millions to working at Quick Trip, which you do work at Quick Trip, Marvin. You do work at Quick Trip. But look, so what I'm saying is I'm with you, Marvin. I'm with you. I stand beside you. You know, I look better standing beside you, but I stand beside you. I really do, brother.
Now, and I want to interject one other part to this, and
We don't want to hear anything else you got to say.
but I wasn't going. No, I wasn't going to go into this, but I feel like it's pertinent to this discussion for me to talk about this. Myself and Proctor have this discussion regularly. When I got hurt in '99, our team doctor, he shouldn't have been allowed to cut paper, but anyway, he operated on players and he did whatever. But I required more medical attention after that because nothing was done right. When I had to have everything redone in 2001, do you know the university made my mom pay for that? That it went on my mom's insurance? And every procedure after that, I'm watching my mom struggle trying to pay these high-ass medical bills that the university refused to damn pay because all they wanted to pay for was the first surgery. But I got hurt on their field. Their doctor didn't fix it right. But yet they're making my mom foot this bill. I watched my mom work doubles. I watched my mom work 2 jobs trying to pay for all this because they wouldn't do it.
This is what the Alabama fans don't understand. This is what the Alabama fans don't understand. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Needed another procedure. I ain't gonna call the trainer name, but he told Proctor that last surgery you had was your last procedure. He had the same crack doctor that I had who put his ankle and his foot on twisted and had to have everything redone. And they told him this is the last surgery we paying for. Like y'all, we got hurt on y'all field. Y'all crack ass doctor didn't fix us right. We require more medical attention, and you tried to put the burden back. Well, you did put it back on my mom, and you told Proctor it was back on him. My knee replacement surgery that I just had to have because my first surgery was piss poor. I had to foot that bill. I had to pay for that out of pocket. Them thousands of dollars came out of my pocket, not the university. So when I say hell no, don't take y'all ass out there, I mean it because I seen both sides of what can happen.
You see, and I think Steve Brown, you were about to kind of comment on that line of thinking. And I think a lot of Bama fans kind of missed this side of it. And I was defending Marvin's stance because I firmly stand behind what he's saying. Y'all don't understand this aspect of it. And a lot of Bama fans were questioning loyalty. Loyalty does not come into play. They have done what they needed to do as players for that team day in and day out. You know, Bryce has definitely carried the team by himself in many occasions, but you have to take into consideration that what Marvin is putting on the table here. Don't just shut him down because your favorite players aren't playing in a bowl game. Yes, I was in the middle. I want them to play, but I also understood what's at stake, their futures, the family's future. So before everybody starts sounding off on Marvin because they don't think that he's loyal, listen to what he's saying. Go back and watch the replay. Listen to it again. Steve Brown's your floor.
So let me say this about loyalty. Loyalty, it can also be one-sided. We want us to be loyal to you when it's beneficial to you. But if I get hurt being beneficial to you, are you going to be loyal and help me with these doctor bills? Are you going to be loyal and help me with my mental anguish? I'm so with Marvin on that. And now, yes, all of y'all come down on Marvin because he's ugly. That's true. But you gotta be fair, and if you're a straight up Bama fan, if you're a caring person, and see, a lot of people only think about winning. They don't give a damn about what happens to the person after football. There is life after football. There's life after a lot of things we do. But we as grown men, we have to look at our future. Okay, I won bowl games for you and this and that, but yet they got to take my damn leg off because my doctor didn't do what he was supposed to do. But now I'm not getting a hooray, how y'all doing this and this and that. I'm not getting checks from you guys that I was loyal to. So let's look at that. So if you're thinking like that, then you're looking at these players as just objects, and they're fulfilling something you want, but you don't give a damn about them. That's the real thing.
Steve, the reality of it is, if the university was loyal to me, they wouldn't have had my mama working 2 jobs to pay for the surgeries I needed to fix that crack ass job that the team doctor did. Mind you, the team doctor did that. So now my mom has to pay and work 2 jobs to try to get me back healthy when I got hurt on your field.
Well, let's talk about your mom for a second. Your mom, I understand her working 2 jobs, but honestly, I don't feel bad because she was the one that snitched on me for stealing products out the break room. So
What?
I don't give a
Hold
damn about
on.
none of that.
What?
I don't give a damn about
What?
none of that. Your mama
What?
told on me. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Stephen
but
Smith, we need to hear from you, buddy.
but hold on. And the reality of it is, man, like I say, man, my psychological, my mental, I had to address that. I had to pay for that. The university didn't pay for that. They didn't have any resources for me for that. They offered me absolutely nothing to deal with my psychological state after that. Same thing with Proctor. I offered them absolutely nothing. You just leave us out there on our own to deal with all this. So no, I feel no sympathy when a kid outside of a bowl game for his own well-being, because I know if he gets hurt, what's gonna happen? It's boom, and it's on to the next one. So they approach it with the same mentality. So why would I be mad at a kid if he did it to them?
Hey, Marvin, but before we cut you off, I know Steve is up next, but let me say this real quick, and it ain't gonna take but 3 seconds. I suggest you write a freaking book. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Go ahead, Steven. Real talk.
Yeah,
Real
Stephen
talk.
Smith, we need to hear from you. We've heard your stance leading up to the decision being made. Where do you stand now? How do you feel about all this, man? Weigh in.
All I'm gonna say is this. I mean, from the jump, I've been one for if these guys choose to opt out. I mean, I'm for it because of the fact that you have a chance to change the life of not just yourself, but everybody around you, including your family. I mean, if this was me coming from the second poorest city instead of Alabama, and I got a chance to improve my mom, my dad, my sisters, my grandmother, if she was alive, all of their lives, yeah, I'm taking the money. I'm gone. If I got a chance to prove all them lives, I'm out. Deuces, peace. I'm out of here. But at the same time, I also understand the mindset of Will and Bryce, the competitiveness, and the wanting to be out there. That's why I concur with Steve Brown. And you have them out there for one play. Have them out there for one play on one series, and then get them off the field because they've already done what they have been assigned to do. But me personally, no, I wouldn't be out there.
So Steven, so you are hanging the glasses up. You are hang them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna get bronzed.
But here's the reality of it.
Did you say he gonna bronze his glasses? Go ahead, Marv. Go ahead.
Here's the reality of it. This is something I want y'all to think about. This. The play I got hurt on, I tackled LSU's quarterback. It allows us to go on to the SEC championship, win the SEC, and go to the BCS Orange Bowl, which we were paid. The school was paid $13 million for going to that game. And yet, my mom was left with thousands of dollars in medical bills. So, is that not a one-sided ass deal? School gets $13 million, my mom gets thousands of dollars in medical bills.
Steve Brown, are those Stacey Adams out here clicking on the floor there?
Yeah, but what about the insurance policy that they get if they get hurt?
I didn't have an insurance policy. We didn't have it.
See, now there's an insurance policy on your top guys at the college where they have a certain draft spot.
But that shouldn't even matter. No matter what position you're in, if you get hurt on that field, the university should assume all financial responsibility for that.
Of course. I agree with you.
All right, well, let's move to the positive side of things. If anything from this segment, I want everybody to look at both sides of the fence, not just one particular thing and throw stones at Marvin or anybody else that was an advocate for them not playing. So I want
they want to throw some. They could throw some money at my mama, let her recoup some of them thousands she had to pay for me to get my knee fixed.
Justin. Yeah, I'm gonna publicly challenge Marvin. Real talk, Marvin. I think personally, you talking about money for your mom. That's something that you can really capitalize off of as far as, what really happens and what happened to you. I think that a lot of fans will be interested in getting that book. Besides that BS muscle book, because it ain't working. Look, so the thing is,
and the promo code for
I really because it shows what happens after. I mean, in other words, something about being loyal. I was loyal to you. I played between the lines. But if something happens to me, will you share that same loyalty? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people always throw out, "Oh, we gave you a free education," but let's keep it 100 though, guys. The education that they give y'all, what percentage of y'all actually use that degree? You got to look at all that stuff. A lot of you have graduated from political science and all types of stuff, but you're not using that. You're doing other things. You're becoming entrepreneurs and everything else.
Let me tell you my one answer.
You sell dope, Marvin. Go ahead.
Let me tell you my one answer that's always been to this question when people say, "But you had a scholarship." They give math scholarships. They give reading scholarships. They give science scholarships. Ain't nobody showing up to watch none of their ass and solve no math problems and no damn science problem. Ain't nobody paying all this money to see them do nothing that they in school to do. So that whole scholarship you gave is not the same.
I got you. So sorry, Justin. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was going to look at the positive aspect. Okay, we've debated on whether they should or they shouldn't have, but they're going to be in. What does this do for the team being the last time on the stage, the final round, in terms of leadership? What does this say to the team, and how do they go out? Bo, I'm going to start with you.
You got to take the pacifier out your mouth, Bo.
Can you repeat that question for me?
Okay. They're playing. We all get that. So, and you speak often of leadership and what their actions do in terms of leadership. What does this do for this team? The final round, their last call as they go out, this group of brothers in the Sugar Bowl.
I mean, it just shows the type of character that they have. And, like I say, every bowl game matters because it's a bowl game. It's a lot of teams that not even in bowl game that's already started training for the draft. So I just think it's more big of a character thing and shows what the team will be next year. Because I'm pretty sure Coach Saban going to play a lot of the guys that didn't get a chance to play this year, and they're gonna have a chance to showcase what they can bring in to the team next year. For an example, Derrick Henry in the Oklahoma game, he didn't really play during the season, but during the Oklahoma game, Coach Saban, let him ran the score up, and he knew that Derrick would be the starter for next year. So I think that it'll be that type of game to show what type of character D guy has and what type of leadership that we have for next year. And he also chooses the leadership from the bowl games to be the leaders of the team next year. So that's my whole aspect of it. For the guys that are playing, you got to go out there and show, character, leadership, and being a team player. And that's how we can know who the leaders are next year. So most guys can look at this as an not so important game, but it is an important game because you get a ring if you win. It go down in the record book if you win, and it also shows a lot of character about how much you care about the school and the football team.
All right. Stephen Smith, in terms of a talent standpoint, what kind of edge does this give us over Kansas State? Is it going to be as easy as everybody's predicting? A lot of folks I've been seeing throughout the weeks are treating this like it's going to be Utah State, not Kansas State. Kansas State's no pushover, but what advantage does this give us?
Kansas State's got some dudes. I mean, especially the running back, Deuce Vaughn. He's 5'6", but that boy's a 1,400-yard back, and he can cut, he can move. And their offensive line, they're going to try to test our Alabama's edges on the defense. But I think what this does is, as Bo mentioned, you're going to see a lot of young defensive players with a shot in this game. Guys like Deontay Lawson, guys like Kendrick Blackshire, guys like Jahad Campbell, Jeremiah Alexander. You're going to see a lot of young cats take this field, and a lot of young cats show Coach Saban, my time is now. And not just defensively, but offensively. Jahmyr Gibbs spoke today. Offensively, this is going to be Isaiah Bond. This could be his big game as a receiver. This could be a big game for Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, Shaz Preston. A lot of these young guys, Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe. This could be a big game for a lot of young guys in this Sugar Bowl that they're ready to reset this thing, and it's going to start in New Orleans. I could see Bryce Young and Will Anderson, maybe one play, maybe one series, but the 95% of this game is going to be Saban giving these young cats, here is your audition for your spot next spring. Who won it?
Hey, great point. Steve Brown, when do you see the handoff moment? From Bryce to either Ty Simpson or Jalen Milroe, and who do you feel like takes the reins in this game if it's done?
I think that it's going to be Jalen Milroe. I think that he will get a second chance and a fair chance. But let me say this, going back to what Stephen M said. I watched Kansas State. They got some ballers. They have a really good team. Honestly, I think the game is going to be closer than expected. Why? Not because of the talent on the field. We got them beat in talent. We've had all of our opponents beat in talent. It's going to come down to coaching. If our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinators go out there with knuckleheads, Kansas State will be in this game and will possibly win the game. They're well coached. They got a running back that can go to anybody's team and start at 5'6". I've seen this guy. He can play all over the field. He's just a mini me of Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's probably a little bit faster. So again, if our offense coordinator goes up there and down there at that Sugar Bowl and he doing all these hiccup plays and Pete Golden is not able to adjust, Kansas State will beat us. I'm going to keep it 100. I love our team, but that's just what it is. We need to change coordinators, and I'm not going to stop until they change. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, Marvin, what do you like about Kansas State? I know you probably had some time to look at them, not from a betting standpoint, but
yeah, actually, I've looked at them from a betting standpoint, and I've won multiple times this season. If y'all remember, I told y'all before they beat TCU that, hey, watch out for K-State, watch out for Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn specializes in that jump cut in the hole. And we all know we have a linebacker who likes to close his eyes in the hole. So I'm interested in seeing how this plays out, because that's what Kansas State specializes in, running between the tackles. And then once they get you on your heels, they're going to hit you with that deep ball. Now, that's what Kansas State does as an offense. So defensively, we're going to have to be disciplined, and we're going to have to stop the run first and foremost, because that's their strong point. They're going to run the ball. They're going to force you to walk that safety down into the box to get the numbers on their side, and then you're going to see that deep ball coming. So, again, it's a matter of understanding what's coming. Kansas State, they don't do a lot of screens, but again, Deuce Vaughn is going to give you that work in that middle. And if we don't stop Deuce Vaughn, if we don't stop him, we got to walk that safety down in the box. Oh, it's going to create matchup nightmares with their receivers.
He's a receiver, Marvin. He's a hell of a receiver too now.
Yeah,
he's a hell of a receiver.
I said this last week. The matchup is Kadyn Klein versus Pete Golding. That's the matchup. Kadyn Klein, K-State's OC, former Kansas State quarterback, versus Pete Golding. Now, K-State doesn't have just this over-the-top passing game. They'll take shots, but what they do, they're going to test those edges. Pete Golding cannot just be sitting there dropping Will Anderson and Turner back in the coverage. He got to let them two guys hunt, and the defensive line got to be on your gap, because Kadyn Klein is going to run end around, jet sweep, pop pass, misdirection, play action. He's going to run it, and he's going to run it in that order.
And Marvin, let me say this to Marvin. I'm going to tell you who Deuce Vaughn is. Deuce Vaughn is a type of running back. Now, like I would say a Bo Scarbrough, you see him coming, you're going to have to stop him. Deuce Vaughn, he'll hide between his blocks. You won't see him. Next thing you know, he's out through the backside. So to be honest, it's kind of like they have a big advantage, because our linebacker does not know how to read off blocks, and he'll go in the wrong hole. He'll do all that. So that's why I'm saying this game is going to, if our middle linebacker doesn't do what he's supposed to do, or they get a middle linebacker in there that has a attacking the run instinct, we'll be okay. But as I've seen the whole season, he does not have that instinct. So
here's the thing about Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn reminds me of Barry Sanders. How he gets in that hole, he can start and stop. And he is very shifty in the hole. And again, like what Stephen M was just talking about, all these plays that this offense is going to run, They're running these plays for one specific reason, to get you to walk that safety down in the box. And once you walk that safety down in the box, you better believe those deep balls are going to start coming, because now they have numbers in their favor. Now you have those one-on-one matchups on the perimeter. I'm telling you, if we can't stop the run, we're going to have problems.
So Justin, but another thing, think about this. All of our games that we played, they were close or we lost them, not because of the players, because of the play call.
Right. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely right. Change the trajectory of the entire game.
Crimson King made a great statement comparing Deuce Vaughn to Darren Sproles, which Darren Sproles was 5'7" himself when he played at Kansas State.
Quick shout out to James
Barry
Knox.
Sanders isn't that tall.
But you know what? That's as a matter of fact, Sproles is. I think Deuce Vaughn is like Sproles is like a role model to Vaughn. They the same person.
Yeah. Quick shout out to James Knox for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, brother.
Listen, man, let me tell y'all something. Deuce Vaughn has a nasty jump cut in the hole. He will make you look real stupid if you're overextended. If you reach it, he will make you look stupid. That's how he is in the hole.
Can you tell us in under 30 seconds, though?
Man, I'm going to tell you something in under 30 seconds.
I do want you to weigh in on something, Marvin. Of all the draft eligible guys on that defense, which one of them needs to showcase the most going into the NFL draft? Aside from Henry To'oTo'o, who are you looking at?
That's an unfair question.
I'm going to say Branch. Branch needs to show us more. You know, for all the hype that they received coming out of last season, going into this season, I don't think Branch has shown us enough to warrant all that hype that he commanded, that he was demanding from last season.
Hold on. Are we referring to Branch or Jordan Battle here, Marvin?
I mean, Battle. My bad. Branch is good. Battle, yeah, we need to see more work from Battle, because Branch is probably going to go into top 15 picks. So, but with Battle, I need to see more out of Battle, because again, coming out of last season, all that hype, and it's like you went this way instead of going this way. I got to see more out of Battle.
Hey, my question is this, Justin. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to stop y'all real quick. I have someone who actually is, I had somebody that was here that was going to give us some insight on the Sugar Bowl, but go ahead while I try to work on getting him back on.
Where?
Hold on, Steve. I want you to answer this too, though. Because, Steve, what you always talk about, coordinators. How much of Battle's decline is a direct result of Pete putting him in bad situations?
All of it.
I also wouldn't put Battle's regression on Pete. I would also say Charles Kelly too. Charles Kelly, as the direct safeties coach, had a lot to do with that also.
You know, one of the things that people don't understand, if you do not get pressure up front with the defense that Alabama runs, you're putting your secondary in one hell of a situation. And we haven't got the pressure that we needed to run the defense that we run.
Okay, so my question is, this is to Stephen M. Where the hell is Malachi Moore? He was doing so damn well. What happened?
Because of the fact that Branch took off during the time that Malachi was dealing with 2 injuries, that's what happened. Malachi's more so on special teams. If Branch decides to go to the draft, then Malachi would take over next season. But because of the fact that Malachi dealt with back spasms, because he didn't play the last 3 games of his freshman year, and then his sophomore year he dealt with shin splints. I got that from talking to his trainer. So he had 2 back-to-back bad injuries that really hurt him, and at the same time, Brian Branch will start to take off. So that's what
know what? I could understand them back spasms, because like 3 weeks ago, I was with the hooker. She was like 280, and never mind. Don't worry about it.
Well, listen, guys, I have someone who wanted to jump on for a little bit, who has experience in the Sugar Bowl. Former Alabama wide receiver Nikita Stover.
Big Sto!
What's up, Sto?
What's going on?
Glad to have you in, sir. What's going on?
Shoot, man. Just got finished doing some training.
Well, first of all, before we kind of start talking about shop, man, tell us about your successful year as head coach.
Oh man, we were a real young team. Played a lot of actually 8th and 10th graders. It's majority of our team. We're looking for a big year this upcoming season. Got a couple pieces that could be pretty special. So looking for this upcoming season.
Where you coaching at?
Decatur Heritage Christian Academy, a little private school here in Decatur. Got a pretty.
Decatur?
They'll win the championship easy.
Say what?
Which Decatur? Decatur, Alabama, Georgia?
Yeah, Decatur, Alabama.
Okay.
That's why I say they'll win the championship easy.
Hey, we're gonna try to, we're gonna try. We got to jump, get over Coach Williams him over there at Pickens County.
Yeah.
Is TA still any good in ACA?
I think they both moved. What they 3A now? 3 or 4?
I think ACA is 4A now. Yeah, they 4A.
ACA 4A.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What classification you in?
We 1A, but we play a lot of 3 and 4A's regional. I mean non-region games.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good for the players. So when they play a regional game, it'll be much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Nikita, you played in the Sugar Bowl. Going back to that game, how does this compare to the one we're about to play now? And what are your immediate thoughts going against this Kansas State team?
Man, it's crazy because I feel that that year was the year that it kind of turned around, and they're in the same situation. We kind of didn't want to be there because we were number one, got beat by Florida in the SEC championship. Then we went down to the Sugar Bowl, and it's like one of those, man, we could have been a national championship. So maybe it'll hit those guys like, hey, we got to step up next season, because they wanted the following season after I graduated. And, hopefully they think in the same way, hey, next season can be a, great season for us.
Yeah, I'm going to speak on what he just said. The same thing that happened with us in the 2017 national championship where I broke my leg and we had lost. And we had a lot of guys on our team that were still hurt from that national championship. And everybody had one goal. And during that season, our one goal was to be the first college team to go 15-0. So what we did was we put in extra work and we really led guys into the program and showed them how the process works and how things goes in the sense of that and how you get to the process. And when you get to understand the process and when people start saying trust the process, you will know what we're talking about. So our 17 team, which is really was our 16 team, but our 17 team had a whole different mindset because they were focusing on one thing, and that was celebrating for the national championship. And Coach Saban had drilled in our head that, you do all this work, and when you get to the national championship and win, you only on the stage for 10 minutes and it's all over. So I was like, wow. So I'm putting in 9 months of work to celebrate for 10 minutes. Ooh. The most important 10 minutes of your life that no one can take away from you, that goes down in the book. Your name goes in the cement and all of that. And I'm speaking off of what Stover said. And that's the kind of team that Alabama usually have. When we lost the SEC championship against Florida, the next year we came back and had Tebow crying and went on to win the championship. And every year that we always lose one game and during the season that'll wake us up like, hey, get y'all ass going, buy into the program and trust the process and follow the rules and do what need to be done when it's supposed to be, where it's supposed to be, and how it's supposed to be done. And that what we emphasize the whole year. And I think that brought a lot of guys in. What's that?
You and Nikita both made great points. Now, I will say this as well. My freshman year, we played the Music City Bowl. We made up our mind. We weren't going back to Nashville in that damn snow the next year. And we were in Miami at the BCS Orange Bowl the next year. This team lost the national championship last year. So that wasn't the wake-up call, but we think them going to the Sugar Bowl this year is going to be the wake-up call.
Hey, can I say something? Let me speak on. I get what you're saying. I definitely get you because it's a different mindset. But like how Bo said, hey, we worked 9 months, to get this 10 minutes in. cats don't think like that now. They like, hey, if I don't have to work hard, I can just move on to something else or another place now. You know what I'm saying?
But then it gonna catch up to them. Let me say this, Mark. It gonna catch up to them because once you moving, because things is given to you and given to you and given to you, and once you enter that league and you stuck in a system that doesn't fit you, that you've been drafted in the first and second round, where you have to play out at least 2 or 3 years of this contract, you cannot say, hey, I'm getting the transfer portal. Whatever team want me, come pick me up. You can ask for a trade, not saying that the team gonna trade you. And the worst thing that you can do is ask for them to release you because there's no guarantee that a team gonna have a spot for you open. So what these young guys have to understand is once you make a decision, don't just make the decision off of what others is saying. Make a decision off of how you feel, what gonna benefit you, what coach is gonna be there while you still there. Not because your parents is an Alabama fan, your uncles and people telling you to do this and do that, and you following what they say and not what you really want. And then you get hop into the transfer portal, and then they just say, Vincent, nobody gets you. Then where you go? You're not in school.
Now, but Bo, I was about to say the same thing. We got, with this whole mindset thing. That's why I was saying that mindset. All these guys want to go jump in the portal when something isn't going right. They want to run off. They want to go do this and go that. Here's the difference between that generation and our generation, man. I'll be honest with you. We had coaches that we could relate to. I keep saying this over and over again. These coaches, these kids don't relate to Pete Golden. They don't relate to Bill Bryant. If you cannot relate to your coach, you will never get the best out of these kids, man, because these are still young, impressionable kids. They play to the personality of their coach. If their coach is dry and short with them and could care less about them as a person, do you think they finna go out there and lay it all on the line? No. So again, it goes back to the coaches that you have as a college player. Yeah, by the time you a junior or senior, you know the business aspect of it. And you know, okay, I got to go do X, Y, and Z to get what I got to get. But when you start talking about these freshmen and sophomores, redshirt freshmen, a lot of them are still very impressionable. And if they feel like their coach could care less about them and he's just there to do a job, you will never get the best out of them.
Facts.
No doubt. Brooke Montalvo, the conversation on both sides, injured versus healthy, and the effects is a show all on its own. That should be a complete episode at the least. Yeah.
See, Justin, this is why this show is different, man. We get into healthy conversations about life, not just football, but life.
Yeah. Nikita, I want you to kind of talk about the differences between what y'all had to face in terms of buying in with Coach Saban and then the mindset today. Is there a disparity there?
Oh yeah, big time, because Coach Saban first year, I think he may have kicked off about 7 or 8 guys. A couple freshman All-American. He kicked them off the team. He set the stage. And back when I was in school, if you transfer, you set out a year. There's no I'm gonna play the next year or wherever I go. Now they know, hey, all right, if I'm mad, I'm gonna up and move. I can up and leave. If it ain't working, I can up and leave. We couldn't think like that because you wasting a year and nobody wanted to set out a year, back then. And I think personally, even if you do jump in the portal, it needs to be somebody, set something, to make these cats, stay loyal.
Yeah. But the guys also got to understand that how the system is ran in Alabama is set up for you to be 3 and done. Like your first year is you learning, and if you get it the first year and you show Coach Saban that he can trust you on the field and he can trust you in the classroom, I guarantee you'll be the type of players that playing like Cam Robinson played as a freshman, Minka Fitzpatrick played as a freshman, Eddie Jackson played as a freshman, Drake Kirkpatrick played as a freshman. If you can go in and show Coach Saban that you dedicated and want to learn the playbook and you know the plays and you know what you're doing, there's no doubt that you would be playing your first year. But your first year only getting you ready for your second year, and your second year, that's when you dominate, and then they calm you down your third year because they know you finna leave because the system is set up 3 and done. If you look at the running back situation, everybody 3 and done. The only somebody that didn't do 3 and done was Josh Jacob and Damian Harris and Najee Harris and Brian Robinson. If you look at it from Glenn on down, all those guys did 3 and out. And receiver standpoint, 3 and out. Most of the old linemen, offensive tackles were 3 and out. Guards and center was staying 4 years because they was the interior guys. But everything else was 3 and out. Even D-line was 3 and out. The system was set up for you to be 3 and out. So if you didn't get it in those 3 years, by your 4th year, you were basically out of the shuffle. Like you were lost in the sauce.
But do you think like the process that we went through, it feel if we bought in, we learned more. Now it's like you say, you got running backs and stuff that's going out in 3 years. I don't think most of these cats now are ready to go out in 3 years. Like I'm just looking at like you, like guys like you, Henry, like where y'all built up. Like we don't have guys that look like that right now. Like just that.
We got one that just came in.
Okay, all right, but
Yeah.
like,
Just Payne, he's an animal.
I got you. And as far as that, and then the receivers this year. I mean, I love Bama football, but those guys couldn't get out, couldn't get open,
Tell the truth. They couldn't bust through wet toilet tissue.
I do want to ask you about that, Nikita.
And when you see guys at Bama can't get off the line, it's because those guys don't stay and do extra and work with DBs. You would see Calvin and Minka Fitzpatrick after practice doing one-on-ones 5 yards. Tony Brown doing one-on-one 5 yards. DBs and receivers. This after practice, after Coach Saban talking, them boys still out there doing one-on-one, showing them how to get off the line, what to do to get off the line. Then Calvin really telling them how you can stop a person off the line and what direction to look in when they making their step. They're gonna do it. They using a Euro step in football now to get open. The 3-step Euro. Odell Beckham does it the best. And I think that's what's going on now. The guys not staying over and focusing on their craft. They worried about how much money they getting paid. Say for instance, like the guy number 70, he's an offensive lineman. Who you think finna pay you $500,000 in college? You get your money when you get to the league. Your mindset already in the wrong place now because you're thinking about money. You're not thinking about your scholarship. You're not thinking about your team. You're not thinking about the connection that you have there. You're not thinking about what connection you can have afterwards, long life relationship. The only thing you're thinking about is the money. And if you keep thinking about the money in college, when you get to the NFL, you're going to fail because you're not going to be able to handle adversity. You're not going to be able to handle responsibility on your own. You're going to need someone with you at all times because you didn't take the responsibility in college to take on adversity. When you down, you have to find a way to pick yourself back up and be back into the greats because everybody is not going to be great all the time, not going to be good all the time, not going to have a great play all the time. You're going to have a mistake and you're going to get knocked down. The thing is how you handle that mistake. How do you get up and recuperate and be better than you was before you got knocked back down? And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of these guys now. Once Coach Saban push them back, it's all a mind thing. When you go to Alabama, you can be with the ones one day and then the next day you're on the scout team just to see your reaction, just to see the type of player you are. I remember when I first got to Alabama, I'm running with the ones, Derrick and Kenyon Drake. I'm like, shit, I'm with the ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's happened for a freshman coming straight in and you running with the ones. Next day, I'm on the scout team. I'm like, I'm living.
Hey, speaking
of that, I'm like, what the?
Speaking of that, I started my junior and senior year. So my senior year coming into camp, I went home for the summer, which I shouldn't have done. I come into camp. I think I was 15 pounds overweight of what they wanted me to play. So I'm with the ones the first day. It's me, Julio. It was his freshman year. And I can't remember who was Will Oakley, I think. But anyway, so I come in, they weigh me. All right. This the stuff that they wanted me at 200, 205. I'm like 215, 220. So they put me 4th string until I dropped down to my weight. So I was 4th string in practice for about 2 weeks. Like, and they wasn't playing with you. Like all right, I'm finna get right. You didn't have no choice back then. And then that goes back to show what D lineman we got that look like Jared Allen or Payne right now. Just built up.
Or Jan Reed.
Yeah, like what D lineman like that look like that when the play go past them, they running the play down. Who playing like this?
nobody in our D line had calf muscles like skill players.
That's what I'm saying. They had abs. The old lineman had abs. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, who's playing? Nobody's playing like Courtney Upshaw, the guys I was rolling with. Like, who's playing like that?
Hey, before I get to this question, Nikita, I want you to talk about those wide receivers. I know you just made a few comments, but out of that wide receiver room, did you see a bright spot, a potential star? And if so, who was it, and what do you like about him?
I think 80, did he end up getting hurt?
Kobe Prentice?
I think
Prentice,
at first he had a good, good run, and then Burton had a good run towards the end of the year. Like, that's the guy I figured would, step off and get his stuff off, but he started getting separation towards the end of the year, which I think helped him.
Running in quicksand. Shit.
Huh?
He like he was running in quicksand here.
Hey, but I hope he, he gets. But we didn't have them guys that just blow the top off. We didn't have it this year.
All right, Don Parker's got a question. He paid $5 to ask it. Question: I agree. Both Bill and Pete need to go. Does Bama also need a new Scott Cochran? Great show. Roll Tide.
Hey, it changed when he left. That's all I got to say.
And they hired Pete as the defensive coordinator.
When Coach Cochran left, everything changed.
Steven,
bring back some energy, man. Bring back the energy. I mean, when you had Coach Cochran, folks was jumping up and down, dancing on the sideline. The place was lit. Like, you knew you were playing Alabama football. Yes, Nick Saban's the brain, absolutely. But Cochran, the heart. When you take your heart, your brain can only do so much.
I tell people this. I say, y'all, I mean, everybody see the finished product with Coach Saban. Coach Cochran, the man. That's who got us through everything. It wasn't, I understand the head coaches and all that, but Coach Cochran was that guy down there. That was the man.
Say it all the time. College kids play to the personality of their coaches.
All right, let's see. Bo loves Bama, and he would have them boys playing to the standard. He would be a great ad for Bama. Okay, Bo. We got people every week asking you to be added to the coaching staff. But
Go get that check, Bo. Go. Wait. You the USFL commissioner though.
Yeah, I'm the USFL commissioner, face of the USFL, the owner of the USFL. Hey, I wish I was the owner. Fox would have to, Fox Sports, we can kick a deal if y'all want to kick a deal now. Or Coach David, you can give me a call. We already talked 2-3 times already. So I mean, because when I was there, man, I think the shirt that I started this at Alabama. In 2017, I started to stand for some in Alabama, and I kid you not, they still have that sign in the weight room. Out of all the signs and rituals that we had at Alabama, that's the only one that's up there. The one that I made up that stands for something. But yeah,
did you copyright it?
No.
Go get your money.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
There you go. I shall. But I was the type of guy, dog. When I was the type of guy, I was the leader, like telling them, like, I'm gonna lead y'all, but if y'all feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, then tell me, because it's only gonna make us better as players together, teammates, and it's only gonna make me better as a leader. If you tell me what I'm doing is wrong or what I should be doing or need to be doing, that's different when you can go and talk to a leader of the team like that, and then he can change it, whatever he doing to make the other team, to make the rest of the teammates feel like they on point because they able to talk to a leadership guy. Because most guys at Bama, they feel like if they say something to the leadership, if they say something to the guy that's on the leadership team, they ain't gonna play because we had the leadership have a lot of say so over who plays and who don't. So I wasn't that type of guy. I was the type of guy you come tell me what I'm doing wrong and I'll fix it and we can be great together. That's what makes the team good. But if you just sit back and just being a yes man to me and thinking that I'm doing things right and I'm not, it's gonna bring the team down because the leaders lead.
All right. That's an offensive mentality. On the defensive side of the ball, damn all that. Listen, man. Again,
You always want to talk about
red
defense.
shirt freshman. Okay, we had the captains, we had the leadership, we had all that. I didn't give a damn about none of that. Listen, man, we finna go on this field. We finna go raise hell. Y'all gonna follow my lead. I'm gonna be the first one to kick the door in. Y'all better damn be behind me. That was my mentality on the field.
Oh,
And you
okay.
think a senior, you think a captain, you think anybody ever questioned anything I said or did on that field? Hell no, because they knew that young one right there, he finna go raise
So basically, Marvin, you were Sparta. You were 300. You were Sparta.
You damn right. And on defense, that's what you gotta have to win defensively. You gotta have some killers out there ready to go run down some stuff, ready to
And
go
that's
kick a
why
door
we-
in
and that's
take
why-
on everything. Now,
that
hold on,
is
bro.
why-
Hold on. Because let me ask you something. Again, I led the number 2 defense in the country. And you look at every great Alabama team, they had a great middle linebacker. The Reuben Foster, the Rolandos, the Dante Hightowers, the CJ Moses, the Rubens, the Mac Wilsons, all that. You gotta have somebody who ready to go kill anything in front of them for that defense to work. Because if your defense is not stopping anybody, you ain't gonna win jack.
So
you need one thing on defense, like Marlon said. You need 2 things. You need a killer instinct, and you need somebody who don't give a damn about their body.
Hey, when the last time we had a middle linebacker like that though?
When
Reuben?
No.
Rashawn.
Reggie?
Reggie Ragland?
No. Mac Wilson did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Mac. I said Mac.
Yeah.
He was the last one.
Years ago.
Mac was the last one to leave.
So Nikita, what you think about our middle linebacker play these days?
Here we go.
Hey.
Don't hold back.
He's
Listen,
a coach
man.
now. He has to be politically correct.
Some stuff. No, but for real though, 10. I mean, at times he looked like that guy, but then at times I'm like, what is he doing?
He ain't it. He ain't gonna be nobody that's gonna kick that door down. He ain't gonna be the first one in there that's gonna raise hell and looking back where everybody. No, he looking to see what everybody else doing. Middle linebacker, you better be the one kicking the door off the damn hinges with your sword on fire, running through that ready to wreak damn havoc.
Yeah, when I hadn't seen that in a while. I'm just gonna be real. Like, and then you get, even the cat a couple years ago, he was a freshman, played. It was 2 freshmen that played 32 and somebody. What's the other?
Shane Lee and Christian Harris.
Like that guy, I thought he was gonna end up being, but he ended up, okay. But we, you know what I'm saying, that we ain't had nothing like, Reuben Foster type guys.
But you know what though? We had a guy by the name of Drew Sanders who's about to be a first round pick who went in the portal and went to Arkansas. We traded a Mercedes for a damn a Ford Focus. What the hell? Buyer beware. Okay, everything you got in the portal.
But I'm gonna say something else too. I'm gonna say something else.
Tickle me, Henry.
Hey, this what I will say. Like, if you don't got them guys, 2 or 3 guys that you at home thinking, man, is he gonna get locked up tonight? Is he gonna be at practice tomorrow? Like, you gotta have 2 or 3 of them type. You got to.
Hey, Stover.
I believe Coach Saban went to sleep when we was there every night, not knowing who gonna be in jail.
Hey, Stover. If you don't got no Brandon Dederick, folks getting shot in the arm, something wrong.
Yeah.
Hey,
listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all a true story.
We had a couple of our teammates in the shootout at the club. And Ray Quan got hit.
Listen, we done whooping bouncers. So, we were more low key with it. Wasn't a lot of social media like that, but whooping bouncers and everybody, man, come on.
Hey, listen, man. Y'all remember Neil Calloway, Coach Calloway? Coach Calloway, one time he said, damn it, I'm tired of coming over having to talk to y'all. Because he always used to have to come to the apartment complex where we live because we stayed in trouble. We stayed raising hell, boy. Coach Calloway, I'm tired of this shit. Y'all just can't stay out of damn trouble. Hey, but we winning though, man. That's all that matters.
But
winning, okay.
Every time we had a couple guys go to jail, we won the national championship.
That's true. That's true.
We had Kenyon Drake get locked. I remember, man, we had 4 guys get locked up this year. I like, oh fuck. And then we had just got the transfer. He just got in trouble in Georgia behind his girl. Then he went to JUCO. Then Coach Saban gave him a second chance. He went there for a whole month. he got in trouble for the same thing that he got in trouble for at Georgia with. So Coach Saban come bring him back. Like we had guys. We listen. I wish I could tell y'all what we did in the locker room after the game, but
You can.
It's a lot of stuff I can't tell you. What we did. But like my coach used to say, you better have 3 quad boys and 8 killers if you plan on winning.
Hey, it's like I play with Rolando, Upshaw, and all them cats. Like them cats gonna beat you on the field and might whoop you off the field. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Like them the type of cats you gotta have down. Like folks sitting there like they scared. They really scared of this man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, before we wind it down, I'm going to go around the room. We kind of touched on this with Marvin. I want to get your ideas, guys, on in this Sugar Bowl, which of these guys need to show something, these draft eligible guys, to up their resume. Nikita, since you kind of joined us late, if you would kind of tell us who you got your eye on, whether it's offense or defense, in terms of the draft eligible guys.
Man, I know y'all said something about Battle.
He took my guy.
Yeah, but you know what? It's crazy because, man, Battle was really like one of my favorite players. I think even like Branch, like them guys were tripping at the beginning of the season, man. Branch wasn't playing as hot as, you know what I'm saying? He turned it on towards the end of the season, but our secondary, I'm sitting there like, it's rough looking at. If you draft eligible in our secondary, you better ball out come this Sugar Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because Kool-Aid doing this thing or whatever, but like everybody else, it's looking very bad right now.
Stephen M. Smith.
Man, it's like playing Russian roulette right now, man. DeMarco Helms. Marco got to kill somebody. Marco got to kill somebody in this game. Like Marco got to really go out there and kill somebody in this game because to me, he could be the biggest liability. I go back to the Tennessee game. Josh Heupel called one play and it attacked Helms all game long. They put Jalen Hyatt on Helms the whole game. So 2, Helms will have a moment where he'll get a pick and you'll be like, okay, he's decent, but DeMarco Helms got to go all out in this game.
Okay, Bo, it leaves you, man. Who do you need to see, or who needs to be on?
Don't forget about me.
Don't forget about
me.
We know who you gonna choose.
Yeah, we know.
We know, but I'm gonna let Bo do his thing first before we give the floor to you.
I mean, I agree with Stovers, man. Like Battle's he was one of my favorite, since he first got there because he's one of the guys that was coming down here making tackles. He almost, his first couple of years, he almost reminded me of a little bit of Mark Barron / Robert Lester. But then this year, it just seemed like he always just went for the ball. Like he never like acted like he tried to make the tackle. And it just seemed like he was always trying to script the ball or pick the ball instead of making the play and being what he's supposed to be. I mean, he'll be in the right position, but he just won't do what he's supposed to do when he's in the right position. So for me, it would be Jordan Battle to come down here and lay a hat on somebody to show them that you still got the boom that you had your first 2 years there.
Marvin.
All right. We all know who my guy is. Okay. Now, in all seriousness, toe, I seen where he has a potential 2nd round draft grade. Okay. Let's be realistic here. If you have any hopes of maintaining that draft status or at all, you got to show us you can actually play the position of middle linebacker. That means actually being physical, making tackles in hole, hat in hand, getting off guards and tackles. Because in the NFL, that's what you got to do. Because most teams run a 3-man front in the NFL. You have to be able to get off guards and tackles and actually make a tackle and tackle a Derrick Henry, tackle a Najee Harris, tackle a Josh Jacobs, tackle old boy out there in San Diego. I can't remember his name. You actually have to tackle Nick
Dalvin Cook.
So, so you think about it. As a middle linebacker, it's hat in hand on a 300-pound dude. You shook him, you get off, and then you go tackle a 200-some-pound running back. You have to do that in the NFL because, again, it's mostly 3-man front, and you're dealing with linemen that are grown-ass men who will handle your ass. If you can't get off a guard or a tackle, you're screwed. That I'm going to make a tackle 5, 6, 7 yards downfield, going to have you on practice squad or cut or at home. So he needs to show us that he can actually play the position of middle linebacker because, hell yeah, it's a damn physical position. And if you don't have that mentality, it ain't going to work. It only gets more difficult.
Is this not the most? All right, Cat will make a 5-yard tackle for loss, but the next play getting blocked 10 yards down the field. Team you've seen, like we'll make big plays all over the field, and the next play the same guy doing something. You like what? What is that? Yeah, like that. I've seen that so much this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And Deuce Vaughn will embarrass them if they're not prepared. I have watched him on numerous occasions put on clinics. Deuce Vaughn is one hell of a running back. And yeah, he has a nice jump cut, but he will also run you over. Don't make the mistake now of thinking that you're finna go out here and get an easy W because he's 5'6". Deuce Vaughn is a hell of a player.
Absolutely. All right, let's begin to close things down, Marvin. I'll let you start off. Tell us what's going on with 40 Plus, how they can get their hands on it, and what's next for you.
Oh, man, you can follow me on Instagram, Constant45. The link to purchase my book is on there. Just understanding, again, once you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, getting in shape is a different ball game. But, I show you how to get there, though, maintain that thing. Just because you're in your 40s or 50s don't mean you got to look busted. So, again, I'm always here for questions. You can reach me on Instagram. I answer any questions that you have. A lot of people send me messages all the time. I'm very quick to respond. So any questions or concerns you have, I'm always here to help.
Will I get my week and a half, a week or so?
Week and a half? Man, listen, I told you, come up here Friday. We'll work out Friday and we'll talk about it.
I will say this, people, please get the workout gloves. Like, the workout gloves are amazing.
Absolutely. Well, Stephen and Smith, since you're talking, tell us what's up next on In My Own Words. What you got for the rest of the week? You got a pretty big day tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m.
I will be up at 7 a.m. in the studio. We got the National Signing Day show, so I will have chicken McGriddle and Sprite in the hand. We're gonna be going from 7 a.m. to God knows what time, chalking down all of these recruits, all of these signees, all of these national letters of intent. We'll probably catch a press conference from Coach Saban. So we will be rolling, getting all the signing day stuff in. Probably going to have an interview with Bo's man, Justice Haynes. May ask Justice, hey, man, Bo got you right? Bo got you right. So tomorrow going to be a long show.
Hey, Marvin,
all right, but I got to interject real quick. Yeah, you can find my book on Amazon, Physical and Mental Fitness at 40 Plus. Or you can find a direct link on my Instagram page, Constant45.
All right. Nikita, man, thank you for coming on. I know you got a lot going on. We appreciate that. Tell us what's up next for you, how the fans can still find you on social media, all that good stuff.
Most of my stuff is Coach_Stover 9, Twitter, Instagram. Of course, look me up by name on Facebook. And, just getting ready for this off-season work once the boys come back from Christmas break. Get ready for, prepare for next year. We'll be a little older and hopefully make a run.
Don't be mad if they come back overweight. You did it before.
do as I say, not as I do, huh, Coach? All right, Coach Scarborough, as someone in the audience named you. What's up next for you? You got a lot going on, especially with your brand new show.
I got a lot. Man, I got so much going on that I be forgetting what I got going on. Got my clothing line, everything that dropped. I'm about to come out with these sports bra for the ladies. I'm turning my clothing line into women's wear because men don't like to shop. So I try to so I'm turning my clothing line into women's wear. And I also, you can catch me up on the Bama Standard tomorrow with the developmental focus point. And we're going to have a guest with Eddie Jackson and Johnny Jackson. And I got my cameo deal. I lowered my price for the holidays. I think that's about it, Justin.
Well, you forgot one guest. You got another big time guest that's going to be on your show tomorrow night, and that's College Football Hall of Fame member EJ Jr. will be on as well. So he's got a full show tomorrow night. Again, it's on the Bama Standard YouTube channel. Folks, we just hit the 3,000 subscriber mark on the Bama Standard YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please head on over there. We got a whole list of shows that are going on, along with clips from this show, best moments.
I forgot I do mentoring and I do motivational speaking as well.
Hey, I need to get you up to the school, man, for a meet and greet. They love Bama up here.
Come on, just let me
Call
know
me.
when.
I come shut it down.
Nah, Marvin can't talk that ish like me.
Oh, he will. Matter of fact, his video clips on our channel right now are the hottest ones. So
Yeah,
listen to what he says.
No clip of me.
I got a clip to you. You're good. You haven't been forgotten about. Well, that's going to do it for us. We went a little bit over tonight. Again, Nikita, thank you for joining us, brother. We greatly appreciate that.
Fellas.
It took us too long to get you on, brother, but we're glad to have you.
Hey, be careful, man. Keep doing y'all thing, and let's just pray, man. These boys get back to what they used to be down there.
Yeah, we hope so.
All right. That'll do it for us. Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.